Marjorie Taylor Greene says the left is trying to assassinate her. She thinks she's, I guess, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. or something. So here's her latest video.
Or are they trying? Is the left trying to have you assassinated, ma'am?
Yes, they're trying to have me murdered. They are trying to get me killed, and sometimes they're trying to kill me themselves, their own death threats, and they're being arrested for trying to do that. Steve, last night I was swatted for a second time. 2 nights in a row happened to me. But I just want to give massive credit, shout out to the Rome police here. They are not stupid, even though the people over at Media Matters probably thinks they are. But they are not stupid. They are fantastic, and they are on to what is happening. But it's very dangerous. It's very dangerous, Steve, because we haven't found this person, or maybe a group of people, but whoever it is and whatever they are, their ideology is sick.
We have a Karen in Congress. All right, think about what she's doing. Somebody did a prank on Marjorie Taylor Greene. All right, it's not a good thing to do. It's a bad thing to do. Her house got swatted. That means they called 911 and said there was a police presence needed at Marjorie Taylor Greene's house. That's called being swatted. But instead of her realizing that this is a prank that's not good, all of a sudden, oh my gosh, the left is trying to assassinate me. Then she goes on the king of white supremacy, goes on his show, goes on Bannon's program. And Bannon said, all right, here's what we're gonna do here. All right, Marjorie, I'm gonna ask you, is the left trying to assassinate you? You're gonna say yes. All right, there's more video, here it is.
But these people saying things like that, they're going to cause me to get killed. If something happens to me, my blood will be on their shoulders. It will be their responsibility. The liars in the media are the biggest enemy we have, Steve, and I thank God for you because you fight them every single day. And we have to continue to do it because the liars in the media, here's one thing you think about this. The freedom of press is not the freedom to lie. And that is the absolute truth.
All right, let's count the ways here. Marjorie Taylor Greene says that the left is trying to assassinate her. Now, this is the same woman who has basically called for the death of other politicians. This is the same individual who has supported those that committed acts of terrorism against the United States government, against the United States Capitol. This is the same woman who refused to denounce those on the right who called for the death of former Vice President Mike Pence. Same person. There's more. On Wednesday, Marjorie Taylor Greene was the victim of the first apparent swatting, a form of harassment which someone calls law enforcement to report a false threat in order to summon armed police to their home. The tactic is dangerous. A police officer may respond with aggressive force and have little way of telling if it's a hoax or not. In a statement shared on Twitter by Fox 5 Atlanta reporter Claire Sims, the Rome Police Department said that officers responded to a call at Greene's home shortly before 3 a.m. on Thursday, saying that the call was received on what appeared to be a suicide crisis line. This is an active investigation and no further information can be released at this time, read the release. US Capitol Police declined to comment on the incident, citing long-standing policy for safety reasons. The Capitol Police do not discuss potential security measures for members or any potential investigations. According to the Rome Police Department, the officers responded to a call shortly after 1 a.m. on Wednesday morning, claiming that someone had been shot multiple times at Greene's home. Police also said that in a second call, the suspect used a computer-generated voice to say that they were upset about Mrs. Greene's political view on transgender youth rights. Greene recently introduced a bill in Congress that would make providing gender-affirming care a felony and has repeatedly pushed a false and hateful narrative against the trans community. All right, far-right news anchor Anna Perez blamed the incident on the deep state while advancing transphobic assertions right here. Here it is.
But all I'm saying is that this reeks of deep state intervention. After all, it wouldn't be the first time that the deep state went after someone who dared to say that child abuse is in fact not a conspiracy theory.
Let me just tell you what I do hear about it is they are very strongly against pedophilia, and I agree with that. I mean, I do agree with that, and I agree with it.
But there's not a satanic pedophile.
I have no idea. I know nothing about that.
You don't know that? Okay.
No, I don't know that.
You just this week.
Neither do you know that.
Okay.
And isn't it an interesting coincidence that right after that the 2020 presidential town hall, the rug was swept right from underneath him and Trump's second term was stolen from him. And just earlier this month, the FBI raided his home. Look, we all knew it was only a matter of time before Marjorie Taylor Greene was the next target. Her personal account was already banned from Twitter. She's blacklisted from several media outlets. And now her house gets mysteriously swatted just when her bill against child abuse legislation begins to gain headway. There is no logic as to why her bill would be controversial in any sane society governed by reasonable people. Hell, there is no logic for why we would even need a bill like this. Unless, of course, that is, sanity and reason no longer apply because the said society is governed by a demonic cabal of autocrats intent on protecting the worst people imaginable. Well, if that's true, then Marjorie Taylor Greene is in their way, and they will stop at nothing to try and take her down.
Listen, these folks crazy as hell, y'all. Gotta understand this now. Please understand what's happening, okay? They got decent jobs, they can come to work and put on professional attire. They crazy as hell now. Marjorie Taylor Greene, connecting dots that don't exist. They are taking a play out of her book. They're connecting dots that don't exist on the networks that she affiliates with. But the reality is, they're bad for policy. They're bad for communities that we love. They're bad. To hold those positions of political power and literally be adverse to progress, adverse to coalition building, adverse to decency, respect, adverse to compassion and humanity. Marjorie Taylor Greene, the same woman who says the average American who has a college loan debt should not be able to get a $10,000 relief, but she got relieved of hundreds of thousands of dollars in forgiveness after her PP loan, went through. She didn't have to pay it back. These people don't care about you. They don't care about me. All right, Jeff, thoughts here.
The victim mentality of all of this is getting out of hand. The deep state, swatting is pretty much a prank. Now it's stupid and it's embarrassing and unfortunate, but it's a prank. If you're swatting, don't do that. Not cool. However, it wouldn't surprise me if Marjorie Taylor Greene was swatting herself. Now, if she's going to acknowledge that there's a credible threat for law enforcement to shoot her, then she needs to come out and just say that she knows that police can be dangerous and deadly. All of this reeks of so much victim mentality. And actually, it started to bring me down. It started to make me actually sad. What are we messing? Like you said, they're connecting dots that aren't there. So they had dots to dots as kids, and they just like started drawing anything in there. Like they didn't even do that.
Yeah, none of it makes sense. None of it really connects. But guess what? It's going to land with the base that they are talking to, and that's the problem here.